Well, hello everybody. Um, Today I will be doing my 2025-2026 NFL playoff predictions. I do this every year. It's always my favorite videos to make. And I'm back home, so I have the opportunity to do it. Um, okay. Let's start off the wild card. Let's start with the AFC first. Steelers versus Texans. Man, that Steelers versus Ravens game was insane. The Ravens could easily be playing in this game. Unfortunately, their kicker missed the game on a kick, but I can't blame it all on the kicker. Um, the game was very close the whole game. The Steelers pulled out with it. Texans, they started the season horribly, and then started winning some games. Their defense has been the lead all year. Davis Mills won like 4-0 or something like that when CJ Stroud got hurt, and then they just kept winning. I believe they've won I don't know, like 6 games straight. Something, I don't know, something crazy. Their teams are really good. And for that reason, it's gonna be in Pittsburgh, which could be a factor. But I'm gonna go with the Texans in this game. I think this might be Aaron Rodgers' last game, maybe ever. I don't know. He might play another year. We'll have to see. Jaguars versus Bills. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming for the Jaguars. You know, I think it was like 2017, 2018. I don't know. They were here when they still had Jalen Ramsey, like Bortles as the quarterback. Um, they got Trevor Lawrence now. Uh, he's been great. Uh, you know, the Bills have been kind of subpar for how the Bills usually play. Josh Allen is always great, but their team as a whole hasn't been really that great. Um, but you know, the one thing I can say about Josh Allen is he's elite. Trevor Lawrence is great too, um, and it isn't in Jacksonville. But I'm gonna give it to the Buffalo Bills. I think they're gonna upset the Jaguars, and I think that Josh Allen, man, he just elite quarterbacks do elite quarterbacks things, and I think that he can take the Jaguars out. So I'm gonna go with the Bills there, and then the Patriots versus the Chargers. Um, you know, Justin Herbert. I think this is actually gonna be a good game. The Patriots. Honestly, the AFC teams don't really scare me that much. I don't know. Um, and I haven't seen like an elite powerhouse. Like looking at all these teams on the AFC. Um, and although like the Chargers, they have Justin Herbert. Their team's been pretty good. But the Patriots, man, they've transformed. They have transformed, and I'm gonna give it to the Patriots. Okay. Um, yeah, Mike Vrabel's really worked wonders over there in New England. But let's go to the NFC wild card. Panthers versus Rams. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Rams are gonna blow the Panthers out of the water. It's not gonna be a close game. Panthers. This would actually been a better game, I think, if the Buccaneers were in here. Panthers. It's just no. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs for the first time in like 10 years. You gotta give it to them. But it's just it's tough. The Rams are elite. They are elite. And the fact that Matthew Stafford's having an MVP season and he's like mid 30s, I think. It's kind of crazy. I think he will win MVP. And the Rams defense just that team is. Let me tell you, they're a great team. Now we're gonna go Eagles versus 49ers. I go back and forth on this game. I think it really could go either way. Um, you know, Eagles with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. That defense is pretty good too. 49ers defense is non-existent, especially in the last few weeks. Although they did held Seahawks to 13 points, but I don't know. Their defense has been kind of subpar. Um, I I think it's kind of gonna be like a shootout here. And the fact is, I think the 49ers can score more points than the Eagles. So I'm going to give it to the 49ers here. Like I said, I think that game could go either way. Um, but I'm going to give it to the 49ers. And then we're going to have the Bears versus the Packers. Now, this one is going to be really interesting. It's interdivision rivals. They're 1-1 on the season. They're split. Um, they're gonna the Bears. They really transformed their team too. Ben Johnson is man. Let me tell you. Um, they're it's kind of weird. Their offense looks good one week. Their defense looks bad. Their defense looks good the next week. Their offense looks bad. I have to see them. They have to play good on both sides of the ball if I think they're going to beat the Packers. Um, and the Packers. Jordan Love's been out for a few weeks. Um, they still got good talent out in the receiving core. They signed Trayvon Diggs to be one of their DBs, so I think that could help them a lot. Um, but I honestly think that the Bears are going to take this one. I think it could go either way. Like I said, it's interdivisional, but I think the Bears will just squeeze out with the W. All right, AFC time. Divisional time. We're gonna have the Broncos versus the Bills. Now, like I say, the AFC has looked weak. I honestly think that. I believe that. And the fact is, the Broncos, I think, are really overrated. Or not overrated, they're just um, being the one seed. I don't think they're that good of a one seed. They've trailed so many games. They have come back in those games, but the fact is, like, that team, they're good. They're good. I'm not gonna say they're bad. I don't think that they're the greatest one seed in the world. Now, the Buffalo Bills, like I say, they've looked kind of rough, um, but they also have looked good at times. And Josh Allen has looked really good. I think that if the Bills are gonna do something, they gotta do it soon. And I think that um, this year might be the year, but you know, coming up to Mile High, it's a really tough environment. It's hard. Their defense, the Broncos' defense, are tough too, and I think that it's gonna be a close game. But I do have the Broncos finishing, even though I say they're not the greatest one seed in the world. I think they will take this one. Um, Patriots versus Texans. Um, Now the Pats, that team, look good. Drake May, he's another MVP candidate. I think I have him second on my list. He has looked phenomenal. Trevon Henderson, the running back, he's really come out of his shell. Just kind of a matter of fact of like, can the Texans offense produce good numbers against the Patriots? Because the Texans defense, you can always count on them. The Texans defense is just phenomenal, phenomenal. But can you trust their offense to give you good enough amount of points where they can beat the Patriots? And I think that the Patriots defense is good enough. I think that their offense is pretty dang good. And this kind of reminds me of how it was in 2013, 2014. But I'm going to give it to the Pats here. Yeah, this really reminds me of the good old days. Freaking Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. All right. I know I'm old. But, okay, now, Seahawks versus 49ers. Now, no bias. No bias. I'm a Seahawks fan. But, um, these two teams have matched up in the regular season. They went 1-1. The 49ers beat them the first week. Seahawks controlled most of that game until the end of it. And then they played the last week. And the Seahawks, it was for the number one seed. If we wouldn't have been, if we would have lost, we'd have been the 5 seed, facing the Panthers. And, good thing we came out with the W there. But, I think that it kind of depends. Like, Sam Darnold, he's a good quarterback, but we've seen him in the playoffs. He's had troubles. He had a really he had real troubles against the Rams, but he's really done great under Rivers this year, I think. And fact is that the Seahawks defense is just elite, and that 49ers, like I said, they've looked kind of rough on defense, but um, offenses look good. I won't say that, but when they face the Seahawks, they look not really good at all. So they scored 3 points, and then the first game they only I think it was 17 or something like that. So it's like who do I think is going to win here? And I think that if I'm putting money, Seahawks are at home. Their defenses look phenomenal all year. It's kind of like will Sam Darnold produce? I think he'll produce enough, and our running game has gotten pretty dang good the last few weeks, last month of the season or so. So I'm gonna get the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Bears versus Rams. Um, the Bears had a good run. Bears had a good run. Like I said, their teams transformed over the season. Their teams looked really good. I don't want to say really. They've looked good enough. They've looked good enough. They're the 2 seed, like you say. But I just think that the Rams, like I say, the NFC West has been the top division for a while, but especially this year. Like this year, man, those teams, the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, I think I could see all of them in the Super Bowl. And the fact is that the Rams, like I said, they got an MVP quarterback in Matthew Stafford. Their defense is elite. That pass rush, oh my god. And the thing is, like, the Rams, if they want to, their team's getting older, like especially their offense. If they want to do something, it has to be this year. So the fact is, I think the Rams are going to win this game. The Bears, they have time. Their team's good. I don't know if it's good enough to beat the Rams. And like you say, you got time. I could totally see these guys coming in next year and competing real well. But I think this year the Rams will take it. Now, let's go to the conference championship on the AFC side. Broncos versus Pats. Like I said, this reminds me of the good old days. Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. 2013, 2014 season, the Broncos won that game. 2014, 2015, Patriots won that game. It's just like, who do you give it to? Like, it's different quarterbacks this time, of course. You got Bo Nix versus Drake May. And like I say, I think the Broncos have been not. I think they're overrated in the fact that, like I said, they're the 1 seed, but I just don't trust them. I don't. They're young. Bo Nix, yeah, not to say that the Patriots are young too, but I don't know. I just don't trust their whole team. The defense is elite, and I will give them that. But, man, Drake May, he has been balling. Their run game has looked great. Their defenses look good as well. It's like, man, who do I give it to? And, I think it's going to be like one of those games, really great game. It's going to come down the wire. Pats coming down the field, tie game, kick game with a field goal to win. I'm giving it to the Patriots on this one. And then to the NFC side, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams. Man, these games have been. Let me tell you, Seahawks versus Rams this season have been insane. I think they've been decided by like total 3-4 points, something like that. Especially last game. Oh my God, Seahawks were down 30-14. Decide to bring back a freaking punt return. The momentum comes. The 2-point conversion that I think is, if you watch the game, man, if you haven't watched that 2-point conversion that the Seahawks got, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, that was a great game. Man, I can really see either team winning this game. It helps that the Seahawks are in Seattle. Although, the Seahawks play really good away too. So, and actually, I think they might be better away than they are at home. So it's kind of, at least under Mike McDaniels, it's kind of weird. But I think you're going in. It's probably gonna be a little cold. The Seahawks are gonna be having really energized after coming off a win against 49ers. And I think that the Seattle Seahawks are going to take the W. I think it's going to be another great game. No questions asked. But I think the Seahawks are going to take it. And then we're going to have the Seahawks versus the Patriots. Last time, I'm a Seahawks fan, but last time this happened, it didn't go very well for the Seahawks. The 1 yard line. Still have bad memories about that game. For a few years, I couldn't even watch the game because it hurt so bad. I couldn't even watch the clips of it. But different times. Seahawks had Russell Wilson at the time. They had Legion Boom. Patriots, they had Tom Brady, greatest of all time. And it's like, who do you give it to? It's going to be in Santa Clara. It's going to be a nice, probably day. It's probably going to be packed. And, I before I say something, I saw a stat that said, I should have said this earlier, but I saw a stat that anytime there's been a number one seed as an NFC West, they've made it to the Super Bowl. So I think it's fitting that the Seahawks made it. And I don't know if it'll end this year, but I'm just saying that's how it's been. And I think that it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna come down the wire. But man, that Seahawks defense is elite. I think our offense will show up and take care of business. We will get our revenge about 10 years later. But give me the Seattle Seahawks. There you have it, folks. The Seattle Seahawks will win the Super Bowl, 2025-2026 Super Bowl. I'm really excited to watch these playoffs starting here in just about four days. It's coming up quick, but I have the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl this year. Here are my picks, or my final picks. If you guys disagree with anything, please let me know down in the comments. If you like the video, please like the video, and I hope that it was good entertainment. I got the Seahawks winning this year. Like I said, I'm just super excited to watch these playoffs, and can't wait to see who takes the W. So, with that said, you guys all have a great day.